time range, I am Vincent Mabanto and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we'll talk about another educational vlog about the Filipino values and moral development of strength and weaknesses of the Filipino character. Every country has its differing values and stereotypes, and the Philippines is no exemption. We Filipinos firmly believe that our country has the best values and traits in the world. Although we have been colonized by several countries, many core values from our ancestors remain intact and still are honored to this day. Filipinos are not perfect, but we have great characteristics and qualities every one of us should be proud of. Below are some well-known positive and negative traits of the Filipino. Let's begin with the strengths in the Filipino character. First is the pakikipagkapwa-tao. Next is family orientation, followed by joy and humor. Next is flexibility, adaptability, and creativity, hard work and industry, faith and religiosity, faith and daring, and the last one is the ability to survive. Pakikipagkapwa-tao means open to others and feel one with others. Regardless of others with dignity and respect, deal with them as fellow human beings. Pakikipagkapwa-tao ensures the basic needs, sense of justice and fairness, concern for others, ability to empathize with others, sensitivity to people's feelings or pakikiramay, pagtitiwala sa isang tao o trust, sense of gratitude or utang na loob, and very dependent on interpersonal relationships that give sense of security and a camaraderie and feeling of closeness to one another. Pagkikipagkapwa-tao is a foundation for unity as well as the sense of social strengths of the Filipino character. Family orientation. It is really obvious that Filipinos are family-oriented, possesses a genuine and deep love for the family, source of personal identity, emotional and material support, and one's main commitment and responsibility. This sense of family results in a feeling of belongingness and rootedness in a basic sense of security, strengths of the Filipino character. The third strength of Filipino character is joy and humor. Joy and humor are Filipinos have a cheerful and fun-loving approach to life and its ups and downs. A sense of humor and a prosperity for happiness that contribute not only to the Filipino charm but also to the indomitability of the Filipino spirit. Laughing at ourselves and the mess we are in is an important coping mechanism. Playful, sometimes disrespectful, we laugh at those we love those and at those we hate, and we make jokes about our good fortune and bad. The result is a certain emotional balance, optimism, a healthy disrespect for power and office, and the capacity to survive. Flexibility, adaptability, and creativity. We Filipinos can adjust and to adapt to circumstances and the surrounding environment, both physical and social. We Filipinos are creative, resourceful, quick learners, can improvise and make use of whatever is at hand in order to create and produce, accepts change, adapts to life in any part of the world, in the ability to make new things out of old scraps, creative in cultural shape. The result is productivity, innovation, entrepreneurship, equanimity, and survival. The fifth strength of Filipino characteristics is hard work and industry. We Filipinos have the capacity for hard work given proper conditions, to raise one's standards of living and to possess the essentials of a decent life for one's family. We are willing to take the risk with jobs abroad and while there to work at 2 or 3 jobs just to survive despite of poverty. Faith and religiosity. Filipinos have deep faith in God. Our innate religiosity enables us to comprehend and genuinely accept reality in the context of God's will and plan. This pampalakas ng loob allows us to act despite of uncertainty. Faith and daring. Faith and daring was manifest at EDSA and other times in our history, even when it was difficult to be brave. We recognize forces external to ourselves as contributing to how events in our lives turn out. We are down to the last strength of Filipino character, the ability to survive. Filipinos have an ability to survive, make do with what is available in the environment, basic optimism, flexibility, and adaptability, hard work, and deep faith in God. Weaknesses in the Filipino character. We have 8 characteristics: 2 extreme personalism, extreme family-centeredness, lack of discipline, positivity, and lack of initiative, colonial mentality, kanya-kanya syndrome, and the last one is a lack of self-analysis and self-reflection. The first characteristic is extreme personalism. Filipinos view the world in terms of personal relationship, no separation between an object, task, or emotional involvement. We tend to give personal interactions to actions, take things personally. Personalism is also manifested in the necessity for the establishment of personal relationships before any business or work. Relationships can be successful. The second extreme personalism of this personalistic worldview, Filipinos have difficulty dealing with all forms of personal stimuli. We tend to be uncomfortable with the bureaucracy, with rules and regulations, and with standard procedures, all of which tend to be impersonal. Extreme personalism thus leads to the graft and corruption that is very evident in the Philippine society. Extreme family-centeredness is an excessive concern for the family creates in a group to which the Filipino is fiercely loyal to the determinant of concern for the larger community or for the common good. Family-centeredness results to a lack of concern for the common goods and acts as a lack of national consciousness. Lack of discipline. The Filipinos' lack of discipline is manifest in a casual and relaxed attitude towards time and space, which manifests itself in a lack of precision and compulsiveness, in poor time management and procrastination. We are guilty of negaskugan, starting out project with full vigor and interest, which abruptly die down, leaving things unfinished. Our lack of discipline often results in inefficient and wasteful work systems, violation of rules leading to more serious transgression, and casual work ethic, leading to carelessness and lack of follow-through. Positivity and lack of initiative. Filipinos are generally passive and lacking initiative. There is strong reliance on others, like examples from leaders or governments, to do things for us related to our need for a strong authority. There is a high tolerance for inefficiency, poor service, and even violation of one's basic rights. Too easy resigned to one's fate, Filipinos are thus easily oppressed and exploited. Colonial mentality. Filipinos have a colonial mentality, which is made up of 2 dimensions. The first is lack of patriotism or an active awareness, appreciation, and love of the Philippines. The second is an actual preference for things foreign. The Filipino colonial mentality is manifested in the alienation of the elite from their roots and from the masses, as well as in the basic feeling of national inferiority that makes it difficult for Filipinos to relate as equals to Westerns. Kanya-kanya syndrome. Filipinos have a self-serving attitude or selfish that generates a feeling of envy and competitiveness towards others, particularly one's peers who seem to have gained some status or prestige. This kanya-kanya syndrome is very evident in our country. The kanya-kanya syndrome results in a dampening of cooperative and community spirit and in the trampling upon the rights of others. We are now down to the last weaknesses of the Filipino character. It is the lack of self-analysis and self-reflection. There is a tendency in the Filipino to be superficial and even somewhat filthy. In the face of serious problems, both personal and social, there is a lack of analysis or reflection. We joke about the most serious matters, and this prevents looking deeply into the problem. Filipinos are deluded into believing that what ought to be actually exists. This Filipino lack of self-analysis and our emphasis on norms is reinforced by an educational system that is often more from the substance and a legal system that tends to substitute law for the reality. So that is all for my educational vlog for today's video. I hope you made it this far. Thank you for watching and see you in the next vlog. Bye bye.